the Punchboard Party people are, on the whole, pretty
very nice.
You know.
Yeah. I can't imagine being attracted to your style of videos and
That's right.
and like
D-bag.
yeah, exactly.
No, there's a lot of people that have come along the channel and have just said something mean about how peppy I am, and then I've never seen them again. so the party people are the people who have seen our enthusiasm and have been like, we can stay here a while. Which is a certain
I'll
breed
give
of
this
people.
guy one more shot.
It's a certain
But
breed of
after
people.
that, I'm out of here.
It's very-
You just keep saying it.
That's right. We keep on pulling through for them. You know?
Yeah. He's got 1,500 subscribers, but 300 people watch the videos.
That's right. Thanks
It doesn't mean anything.
Thanks for pointing that out, Dallas. Come on. What's happening, party people? Welcome to Punchboard Party. My name is Daniel. This is Dallas. This is Mary. And this is Father Greg. You know him. You don't know these two, but you've heard so much about them. You have heard about Mary and Dallas on our Best of the Month plays all the time because I sometimes play board games with them. Father Greg often plays board games. I'm seldom invited for some reason, so we'll dig into that tonight, maybe. This is Dallas's top 10 board games of all time. I've convinced both Mary and Dallas to offer their top 10, and this is Dallas's turn to offer his top 10 board games. How did you construct your list?
I went through the pub meeple and kind of knew what probably my top 20 were already or close to that, and just kind of that helped put a nail in it. And, so let's jump in, I guess. Number 10 is Root. I love Root. The only hard part about it is a hard game to teach because you've got 4 fashions and they all do something different.
Yes.
So that part, not so great, but the rest of the game is great. Area control, trying to destroy, trying not to get too mad at the people you're playing with. I just love it. It's the cute little characters. Oh, it's great.
I played it once and felt completely overwhelmed and just didn't have the desire to go back to it. But I recognize the good of it.
Mm-hmm. There's something ingenious about having a game that has so much diversity, but also being entirely frustrated by that diversity. Like seeing there's not even 4 it's basically the same game, just played 4 different ways. It's like, no, the Vagabond is so different from all of the other 3. The woodland creatures, really, the cat and the birds are kind of similar. And the other 2 are in a completely different field. And if you add the expansions, those are they're just weird. Yeah, explain this game. Oh my gosh. I have tried learning this game 4 or 5 times and been unsuccessful every time.
But that's the other thing, is that you let too much time go in between
That's
plays,
right.
and it's like you're right back to ground zero because you can't possibly hold all of those rules in your head.
Pre-pandemic, we had another couple. We were playing it probably once a month. And
Okay.
then pandemic hit, we went back to it once after that, and we haven't touched it since.
Oh.
So a little frustrating. We lost our momentum. But
Yes.
yeah, I just love the game.
Good choice. Where are the Marys already?
Hot start.
But you know why Root can't be on mine is because I'm always the rule explainer at our board game nights. So Dallas will just go and put the kids to bed, which is by far the easier job.
Absolutely, 100%. It's great. Number 9 on my list is Azul, and more specifically, Summer Pavilion is the one I like the most of the 4 that I've played so far. With Queen's Garden probably being the least favorite of that one. Just love the pieces. They're huge. They're beautiful. You're placing them, making a beautiful little garden or pavilion in this situation, and yeah, it just looks great. And it's a game. It's easy to explain. Points are very simple how to get, and I just love the game.
Yeah, that's great. Because base Azul, right? That's going to be if we do our job well as hobby gamers, that's gonna have a space next to checkers. In terms of just sort of a nice game that the family can get around and kind of put their thinking caps on, but still have a good time.
Next up, number 8 is Everdell.
Wow, your list is amazing, Dallas. Such a good list.
It'll probably get worse as we go along. Hot start.
That's right.
Just the base game.
Nothing hotter than woodland animals.
It's a different discussion, I think. So, Everdell. We only have the base version. We don't have all the expansions. We don't have the big box. So we just play the base game, but art, beautiful. Worker placement, very simple. Just put your player down, get some stuff back, try to fill in your city. It's beautiful.
Everdell, it's very high on my list. It's in my top 10. And I just think that this is the perfect synergy of engine builder and worker placement. Right? Like if you like those two mechanisms, this just comes together perfectly for that. And the thing about the game that I really enjoy is just that there's there's seasons, but there's not like set rounds per se. So you're just kind of playing, and I love that you can kind of go into your next season before other players are ready to, or you can hang out in the previous season longer. Or
I find if you lag behind though as well, you're also probably buying a lot of smaller animals possibly, and just taking your sweet time.
Right.
Getting to the next season, missing out on some good stuff.
Yes. So I just love how it's a really good game.
One of these days, I'll bring over the big honking box. And
Give us a train station to work
full game of Everdell that'll take up the whole entire table.
Next up is number 7. It's the Quacks of Quedlinburg.
Wow! Now this list sucks.
Yes,
And I knew that this game would be on the list, and I knew it would be a divisive one.
That's perfectly fine. It's a little push your luck, build your bed.
A little push your luck.
How about this is just a random game where you just sit down and roll a die and see who's going to win. That's Quacks of Quedlinburg.
That sounds like a lizard tactic. And this is a game I probably don't have a good winning percentage at. It's so much fun because you just don't know. And you're going to curse at least 3 times every game.
It is fun.
Yeah.
It is fun. For sure.
Well, okay, here's the best thing about being pregnant for me was that with like all the swelling that you get, I couldn't reach into the bag to grab the tokens anymore. So Dallas, we just couldn't play. I just couldn't. So Dallas would.
It would cause her physical pain. Like she would be like in pain at the end of the day.
But then Greg gave us the chunky pieces. And
that solved that problem. Thanks, Greg.
No problem.
No one else has anything else to say about that one, so we'll move on to 6, which is Space Base. I love Space Base. Everyone, you get to do something on your turn, you get to do something on everyone else's turn, you're building a giant engine, and you're just racing to 40 points. And it's just something about it. And you look at the cards and you're like, I don't want any of those, but you gotta buy one. And it's fun.
I like Space Base. I think Space Base is a cool take on that Machikoro deal. I think it does it very well. Yeah, I don't know. The space theme doesn't jive with me as well as other themes, so I'm just kind of like, theme matters to me if it's paired with a good mechanism. Like, I'll choose Machikoro first because I like the cutesy city vibe over space.
Yeah, no, Space Base is really enjoyable. You're right. The ability to just put something behind your dice, and now all of a sudden, you're 7 dice. You know, even if someone else rolls it, you're still getting something on your turn, right? That's very satisfying.
Yeah, I like the beefing up a particular number. Like you can have like multiple bonuses.
Right, really investing in 11s being rolled.
Yeah.
Just like putting all your stock into it. And if it happens, you're gonna be rich, man.
Or buying the auto win and then moving it over to number 1 and then winning because you rolled 2 1s.
Wow.
Yeah.
That could infuriate some people, I assume.
That pisses us off when my friend did that.
It could piss off some people. No, infuriate was the word you used. It could infuriate some people. I feel like Space Base gives me too many Catan flashbacks.
Oh.
And that as I'm rolling the dice, and I know, and even the odds are different than the Catan odds because of just the way that you can add the dice together.
Yes.
Or use them separately, but it just gives me way too many Catan flashbacks for it to be something that can be in my top 10. But I do generally well in Space Base.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather play it than Quacks.
So there you go.
There you go. At least you ordered your list, right?
Number 5, top 5 is Wingspan, which was part of
Hey!
Mary's list.
There's a crossover.
Yeah, probably the only one we'll have.
So this is the only game that you two agree on. Just to be clear, every other
We
game.
agree on other games. Our lists are just built differently.
And because we're in a marriage relationship, we're willing to take turns playing each other's favorites. That's the real key.
Aww.
There goes some dislikes right there. So I like Wingspan because art I think is beautiful on the birds. The mechanic I really
No birds.
Duh, birds. Similar to the birds.
Yes, that's right.
So it's it's just great art. You got a little fun fact about every bird on every card, and I just like the way the game plays. It's smooth. You're building your own engine and hoping for the best.
Do you guys use the bird feeder dice tower?
Yeah.
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 What? Are you suggesting someone wouldn't use the bird feeder?
I mean,
How can you imagine the little birdies coming to the bird feeder if you don't use the rest of them?
It's a tad cumbersome.
to put it mildly.
Ours hasn't gotten destroyed yet, so we'll continue to use it.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Until someone builds something.
Yeah, Wingspan is excellent. It's a perennial game.
4 on my list is Hadara.
Wow, there we go.
Nice.
Now we're talking.
Now we're singing the same tune here.
Now we're cooking with oil. Or gas?
I think it's gas.
Now we're cooking with gas. Let's pretend that I said that right the first time.
For this game, just nice, again, very beautiful art, I think, in the game. You're building either army up, you got to remember to feed everybody, and you do whatever you want, and at the end of the game, you don't know who's won because it's just wide open. Every strategy works, and it's just fun to play.
Awesome set collection game.
It's beautifully balanced too.
Yes.
Like I don't think that you can go wrong picking any color to focus on. It was probably in my top 20, or it would be in my top 20. Just didn't quite make the top 10.
Yeah, I like that the scores are quite high, like in terms of general
Yes.
board game scores. Like you end up with a score of like 200 some points, but like your opponent like is off by like 10 points or 5 points sometimes. Like it's pretty tight in that. Yeah, no matter what strategy you choose. Kind of everyone comes away. It's rare, I guess, unless someone maybe like doesn't feed any of their people or something. That one person has like 280 points, and the other person's got like 38.
Yeah.
Like it's
just not happening.
yeah. So good choice.
Thank you.
Highly recommend it.
We've got number 3, Chinatown.
Wow. Chinatown.
Almost made my list.
Yeah.
Good
Wow.
Yeah, it's,
Number 3.
number 3.
Above Hadara. I don't know.
Well, not your list. I don't know about it's just something about the trading aspect of it. You pretty much whatever's in front of you, you can trade. So you throw a couple cans of beer in front of you, don't crack them open, and Greg will pretty much give you whatever you want.
It's true. I'm fully like I like games where you can make deals that are outside of the gameplay.
Yes,
you know.
yes.
Or future considerations.
That's
Yeah,
right.
give me 17. I'll give you 12 sometime down the road if I pick it.
Right. If I get this, it's yours.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
fun. That's such a brilliant trade and great. Yeah, excellent game. This game had kind of been waning for me, and then Sarah and I played it with you guys fairly recently, and it just was like, boo, just shot right back up on the list.
There's something just about the wide open, go ahead, trade whatever you want with whoever you want. That's just like a really just brave thing for a board game to do, to just tell the players, like, go for it.
Yeah.
And it's exciting. Game.
This is a game, though, that if someone has a penchant for business, they're going to do better at this game. So we played with Sarah's dad. He owns his own business. And he was just like, beep, 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 just like, took us out.
Yeah.
Just took us out. I was like, wow.
I think that
So-
when we played with you and Sarah, everyone was within 100,000.
Yes,
No, a lot
yes.
closer than that. It was like 10,000.
Now, that particular play did reveal the cracks in this game with the luck.
A little bit, yes.
I just drew a few properties and tiles that just kind of made everything come together. Yeah, I was getting the maximum payout for this particular setup like 2 rounds earlier than would have happened naturally with trading and things.
Yeah.
So sometimes that can happen.
And the score was still close.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing for you. Wow. You ended up with a perfect setup and you score was. Did you at least win?
He did win.
Okay,
I
good.
did win.
One of
I
the
did.
few times I've ever seen him win again.
Listen. I still haven't forgotten you disparaging my Dune Imperium play. This is his favorite game?
Yeah.
He sucks at it.
Oh, you're so bad. I never played it. I crushed you.
Listen.
Yeah. I'm still listening. Game number 2 is Marvel's Champions, the card game.
You guys could just go off and
Yeah,
get a
we
room
will.
together.
Greg's got his whole binder.
Yes.
Where like,
Yeah.
most young boys would have had like baseball cards in there. Not Greg.
This grown ass man.
Spider ham all the way, baby.
Spider.
Well, we might not have all the cards that Greg has on this one. But Mary and I've almost put this on the Codenames Duet equal, that it's a game that the two of us probably play together more than we'll play with other people, just because explaining it is a little bit more difficult again, because there's so many different keywords and stuff like that. We have played with Greg because he already knows the rules, but yeah, just love, you can grab your character, grab his cards, and then just build your deck, and then and then have at it and try and destroy.
And I'll throw out there too that it's a great date night game, because if you're going to want to enjoy your date night and you play a game that one of you just crushes the other one in, like nothing makes for a more miserable evening
That's right.
than that. Whereas when you can play something cooperatively that like really gets you both engaged with what you're doing, like it's a great game.
And unlike Pandemic or something like that, where like I know everything that you've done, and I could like point at you and be like, "Well, we lost because you clearly made the wrong decision." Yeah. Like you're barely conscious of what I'm actually doing, so like it's hard to like at the end of the day to like put the blame on like, well,
Right.
you know, Dan, it was clearly your fault because you.
Well,
didn't.
you might do that anyway.
I might, but like you know.
I mean, it's hard to do that, but we're still capable.
That's right. Well,
So like when we play with Greg, it was his fault.
Yeah.
that's right.
100%.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
That was our first play as Gambit and Rogue.
That's right.
Oh, that was his birthday present to me
Oh,
this year.
that's nice.
My number one game played is Royals. It's a game.
Royals is number one.
It is a game I
Hands
absolutely love. Absolutely love Royals. I don't know what it is about it. It's
I know what it is about it.
It's
It's the best
amazing.
game of all time.
Thank you. Yeah, it's
True. You did not put it at number one.
No, but you should. I keep on forgetting to put it in my BGG, so that when I go to rank my games, it's just
It just
not
doesn't come
in there.
up. Oh, wow.
I just messed up.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
Area control.
what's in your top 10?
It is. Yes, I love Royals. Yeah.
Yeah, Greg showed us this one quite a while ago, and I would play it every day if I could, but finding people to play it with is tough.
And to be fair, I really like Royals, but it was one of those games where like I just don't want to play Dallas anymore, because
Right.
he sees that game on another level, and I
Yeah.
just can't catch up. Yeah.
If you love area control, and you've played all the area control games, but Royals has fallen under the radar, because it has.
Yeah.
And you have to go and seek out Royals, and you have to play one of the best area control games that's out there.
Yeah.
Because, oh man.
Yeah.
And it's this beautiful thing of, again, like the ticket to ride mechanism of, you know, you're looking for certain types of cards, and one of the actions you can do is just draw cards and this kind of thing. That implemented in the best way I've seen.
Yeah.
In Royals, where you're playing a meteor game with that same mechanism. That's really fun.
I just feel it's like a sprint out of the gate to try and take over as much area as you can, because you're collecting those area points as you're going. And then once those run out, then you just slowly reach your hand over to that intrigue pile. You grab one, and then you grab France. And someone owns most of France, and they're just like, what are you doing? Like, don't worry about it. It's nothing. It's nothing. And then 2 hands later, you're killing one of their guys, and it's just great.
Yeah, the moment somebody starts reaching, it's always like there's a bit of like a coup d'état, like a little, you know, who's going to be the first one to reach for that intrigue card?
Yes.
You know, who's going to be the first to start stabbing other people?
And that's where I fail at the game. Is like I can keep my wits about me for the kind of basic rules of area control, but then once that starts, it's hard for me to keep track of. I'm like, I have this, I have it, I'm good. I can start focusing over here. And then, no, you do not.
That's right.
You do not. You can never be secure in this game. All right, party people, that's Dallas's top 10 board games of all time. Let us know down in the comments below what you thought about his list. If you played those games, what you think of them. If you hated his list or if you loved it, let us know. You don't have to be as nice because he's Dallas. All right, party people, there you have it. Top 10 board games of all time, ever. Definitive list
I don't know if I go ever. I haven't played them all.
by Dallas. So, party people, if you like the video, press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. And until next time, party people.
Have the best day!
That was way more entertaining than I've ever said.